It's a beautiful day today, and I'm going to show you a lovely, gorgeous chicken pie. It's from my new book, Together. I'm really proud of it. There's all kinds of meals for different occasions. This chapter is called Laid Back Feast. It's a puff pastry pie with sausage, bacon, chicken, and that beautiful watercress sauce is so, so good. I'm actually going to cook it today for my crew. Yay! Yes, we're going to feed them for once. Let's give these a little wash and let's get cooking. So, 2 rashers of smoky bacon. Finely slice this up. You don't need loads, right? It's going to give you that beautiful smoky flavour. Render that fat out. 2 chicken thighs, free-range organic. Everything's getting cut up into little 3-centimetre chunks. So get that chicken into the bacon fat on a medium-high heat. 2 sausages. Pinch the sausage out into nice little chunks like that. Brown off the chicken and the sausage in the bacon. Look at that. Season it fairly generously with black pepper. If you wanted to add some herb, what do you like? I've got a little bit of savoury, which I love. 2 potatoes, cut them exactly the same size, 3-centimetre. Every time we add an ingredient, just stir it for all those beautiful flavours and fats. 2 leeks. The white part is very tender, and the green part has seen the sunlight, so it's got more flavour and more structure. It's a bit tougher. So the way I fix that is by finely slicing the green part and helping the cooking, you know, kind of break it down a little bit. And then when you get to the lovely white part, just clank it up into 3-centimetre chunks again. Yes! It smells amazing. While that's frying, I'm gonna have a quick little clean down. The sound that you're hearing is a good one, sizzling. So we're browning off the chicken, the bacon, the sausage, and the potatoes are absorbing all of that lovely flavour. Achieving that colour is achieving like 20% extra flavour. And now we're going to add some more flavour. 2 teaspoons of English mustard and 2 tablespoons of plain flour. So 2, 2, 2, all through the story. Easy to remember, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. We're going to go in now with 500 millilitres of chicken stock or veggie stock. You can see the flour thickening and shining up this beautiful stew. Now, to make a really creamy but simple sauce, add some milk. Bring that up to a simmer now and let it just tick over for about 15 minutes. That simple. This method now is the unusual bit. We're going to use a colander to basically separate the gravy from the meat, the potatoes and the veg. It's going to give you the perfect texture for the filling. So when nearly all of the liquid has come out, pour it into here. Tender, tasty and gorgeous. So let's have a little try of the gravy. Oh, really, really good. So we can take that to another level, not just in flavour, but in colour. Beautiful watercress. It's got that nice mustardy flavour. Pour that gravy on top. Whiz that up for a minute. Look at that colour. You've taken something gorgeous, but quite simple and everyday, and now it's exciting. Put most of it in here, and then about 100 mils of it you can put in here. So amazing colour, amazing flavour. Now onto the pastry. We're going to use puff pastry. It's so convenient, it's so good. It's an all butter puff pastry. Grab a little pastry cutter and just do little random sort of cuts, odds and sods. Whatever you do, make it completely erratic. Think patchwork quilt. No matter what you do, it's all going to kind of like cook and puff up into a gorgeous topping. Because there's little kind of gaps, that lovely green sauce will kind of find its way through and blip through and make nice little crispy bits. I love that. If you want to, you can glaze or egg wash your pastry. Just crack 1 egg into a little jar like that. Give it a little mix up and we just brush. Don't trim it. Don't try and be neat. Go with the flow. Joy. So that goes in the oven now for 45 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit, until golden and gorgeous. Then we can feed the crew. Mighty fine. The crew will most definitely destroy this. Ho, ho, ho. Lovely new potatoes, peas and asparagus. I've got another dish here from the book, vegetables a la grecque. So guys, what are you waiting for? Get involved, have a go. Please look out for the book. But for now, crew, tuck in! Thanks, you left me the asparagus. Hello, you lovely people. I'm gonna give you an epic, satisfying veggie bake. It's from my new cookbook, Together, and in this dish, we get 5 of our daily fruit and veg in one portion. So let's get going. 3 onions. I've peeled these up. Just finely slice the onions like that. In the casserole pan, add yourself a nice little slug of olive oil. I'm gonna add the onions in, and we wanna get the sweetness out of these. Guess how many garlic? 3. Right, so we'll finally slice some garlic. Pan, oil, garlic, onions with pepper, a little seasoning with salt. I'm gonna use coriander. Guess how many teaspoons? 3 goes in. Also what I'm gonna add is tapenade. 3 heaped teaspoons of tapenade goes in. The next thing I'm gonna do is start kind of scalding and toasting these veggies in a dry pan, no oil. Cut the sweet potato carefully in half and basically chop it into 3 centimetre chunks. So we get these going in the pan. And as these get done, I'll add them into here and then replace them with the next vegetable. Just give it a nice little toss like that. So I'll cut these courgettes exactly the same size as the sweet potato, 3 centimetre rough chunks. So if you have a look at the onions, you can see they've shrunk down massively. That means you've concentrated the flavour. So the sweet potatoes go in, and we go in with the courgettes, and we do exactly the same. In the meantime, we'll get our peppers out. The way I prep them is just get my thumb, push it down where that stalk is. We'll get rid of the seeds. With the peppers, exactly the same, 3 centimetre chunks. Then on the mushrooms, we're just going to take these off and break them. These courgettes, they're charred. They'll go in, and to replace those, we'll go in with the peppers. So look, all the veg is in there now. You can see how it's kind of reduced in volume. This pan here, just wipe it clean. That's good to go. And what we're gonna do now is now introduce the wet stuff. So we're gonna go in with some lovely tin tomatoes. Just put them into your pan. I put them in my clean hands and I just crush them up. And what you do is you get a nice kind of broken up tomato. Fill up 2 of these tins with water, and I'll simmer that now for about half an hour. So here's the stew. It's had its half an hour simmering. It's all cooked beautifully. It's seasoned up good and it's cooled down. Let's put it together now. It has got that kind of vibe of a lasagna, but instead of pasta, we're using phyllo pastry. Get a nice tin, and I'm gonna get a herb. I'm using oregano, and I'm gonna dip that into oil, like that, almost like a brush, and I'm gonna lubricate this tin. Just push the phyllo into the corners, like this. All but 2 sheets of phyllo we're gonna put in and around. So just take 3 or 4 sprigs of the oregano, like that. This I will save to put on the top at the end. So first layer, 300 grams of basmati rice goes in, uncooked. We're also gonna go in with 1 tin of drained beans. I'm using butter beans, and then we're gonna go in with our veggies here. In we go, so push the veggies around. I'm gonna take 1 or 2 layers of phyllo, just lay them over like that. Then take the little edges and kind of tuck it in to bed, right? And that's gonna be a beautiful thing. What I might do is just use that oregano and the oil again. So we're gonna cook this at 180 degrees Celsius, which is 350 Fahrenheit. Let's get that in the oven. I tend to put it down the bottom. So our epic, satisfying veggie bake is about to come out of the oven. It's looking great, smelling great. I wanna show you the easiest white sauce ever. I use 1 tub of gorgeous yogurt, 500 grams, and get that in a bowl. Then 3 eggs go in, lovely free-range eggs, and then 100 grams of feta cheese, break it up, fairly chunky. We're just gonna beat this up, and as soon as the eggs, yogurt, and cheese have mixed, that's it. It's that simple. So, now's the fun bit. Let's get that incredible bake. Okay, golden, smelling amazing. Get your little spoon, and I want you to break it. And you're creating all those amazing little shards. And then you simply get your incredible white sauce and pour it over. Oh my Lord, it's gonna be so good. Take the spoon and just push it to the edge. And then the rest of this oregano, we can just sprinkle on top. So this goes back in the oven now, still at 180 degrees Celsius, 350 Fahrenheit, but we're gonna put it in the middle of the oven for about half an hour to 40 minutes until this is gorgeous and golden and lovely. So let me show you this beautiful dish. It's ready. It smells absolutely amazing. Look at that. Gnarly, golden, gorgeous, and it's got layer upon layer of texture and flavour. I like to let it sit for about 10 minutes. Let me show you how to portion it up. Just go to the middle and cut quite accurately all the way down to the bottom. Get your little fish slice and then pull it out. Come on. And that's all yours. a beautiful, generous portion of our humble, exciting, satisfying veggie bake. That in the middle of the table, nice big old salad, glass of wine, happy days. Let's try and get a little bit of everything. Is absolutely joyful. It's super, super good value to make. You can feed 8 people really generously and give them something that they've never, ever had before. Enjoy. Hi guys, I hope you're all really, really well. So I'm going to show you a beautiful side dish now. It's a fantastic slow roasted tomato salad with Orzo pasta. It's really fresh, it's really light. This is from my new cookbook, Together. And Together is about togetherness, something that we've all learned about or not about in the last year, since lockdown. So this is all about meals to make new memories. Each chapter is a whole feast, a whole meal. And this dish here, here's the Orzo pasta there. This is a fantastic side dish from a chapter that I absolutely love called Elegant Simplicity. You can cook this as a menu, or you can take individual recipes as they are, because they're really nice recipes. Now, the great thing about the recipes is I've written them in a new style, right? And this style is I write them in a way so you can get ahead of the game, so when your guests arrive, you're not stressing. So, let's do this beautiful salad. Get yourself the ripest tomatoes you can get your hands on. Try and get them on the vine. So, in with the vines and the tomatoes. So this is 1 kilo of tomatoes here. In here, the things that are going to make it delicious are some seasoning, salt and pepper, like that. There's a secret ingredient, some beautiful harissa. And I'm going to put a nice teaspoon of this in here. Now, it's not hot, it's very, very gentle. We're going to go in with a nice little kiss of extra virgin olive oil, a little splash of red wine vinegar, and we're going to use 2 more things. Garlic, so just keep the skins on and just put a bulb in like that. In we go. And then last but not least, I've got some lovely spring onions. Just trim them off both ends, give them a wash, and these go in like that. Mix it all up, and this is like the perfect seasoning. Leave the vine on, right? First tip here, the vine will give you that kind of fragrance of the smell of tomatoes in the greenhouse. So with these tomatoes, they're going to go in the oven for 1 hour. We're going to slow roast them to really concentrate the flavors. So that'll go in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius, which is 300 Fahrenheit. All I've got to do now is cook some pasta. Now, this is Orzo. Let's have a little look at this. Orzo is a shape of pasta. There's 500 grams there, and I'm simply going to put that into some boiling salted water. Now, the packet says cook these for 12 minutes, so I'm going to cook it for 10 minutes, okay? I want it slightly al dente. Now, when that's 5 minutes in, what I'm going to do is get some frozen broad beans. Then I'll refresh them both in a colander under cold water, and I'll show you what to do next. So the pasta has been beautifully cooked. I've run it under cold water so it's not cooking anymore, and that'll hold beautifully. With the broad beans, look at the colour. It's such a beautiful bean. And then if you want to, only if you want to, just pinch the skin and squeeze the bean out like that. Do I like eating them like that? Absolutely. They're delicious. But if you can be bothered and if you want to, you can peel them. That bit's done. We've had an hour in the oven here. The room smells absolutely amazing. And look what you get after an hour. It really is something very special. You can see how the tomatoes have just sort of confied almost in themselves. So all I'm going to do now is shake off these little vines like that. We'll take out the spring onions and just put them on a board. And we'll also take out the garlic. So just shake these tomatoes off the stalk like that. I want to push this through a coarse sieve. Reason being is I want to lose the tomato skins, right? Your trusty sieve is very helpful. And we just simply put the tomatoes in there. Everything goes in. And then I'll use the spoon just to squash the tomatoes. The juice will flood out. We'll just keep pressing it until it's literally just pips and skin on this side of the coarse sieve. It's going to be phenomenal. Now back over here, we've got 2 things we want to think about. The garlic here, just squeeze it out of the skins. Fork it up. Then I'm just going to use a knife to slice up the spring onions, and then let's get that into the sauce. So stir in those beautiful roasted spring onions and the lovely creamy garlic. Then I'll go back in with the gorgeous broad beans and the Orzo, and then I'll turn the heat up. Mix it up. When it's cooled down a little bit, it's add some beautiful fresh herbs. Things like mint, things like basil, dill, fennel. And what I like to do is put most of the herbs in there for flavour, and then save back some for sprinkling on top later. So get those lovely fresh herbs in there, really mix it up beautifully. I love it, the smell is amazing, it really is. A bit of seasoning needed. I'm gonna give it a little kiss of nice cold pressed extra virgin olive oil. Serve on a platter, in bowls, whatever you like. Just look at the colours. I'll take some of those herbs and just sprinkle them over the top. A little optional extra here, because this is just gonna be a salad today. A tiny bit of feta cheese. There you go, my slow roasted tomato and orzo salad. Let's have a try. It is so fragrant. So there you go guys, my orzo and tomato salad. I hope you love it as much as I do. Enjoy.